Hey everybody, John Skiba here from the Consumer Warrior YouTube channel, and it is Thursday night. Welcome to another Thursday night here on the Consumer Warrior YouTube channel. John Skiba here. I am a consumer protection attorney, a bankruptcy attorney in the state of Arizona. And each and every week on Thursday nights, we do this live Q&A where we talk all things debt related, bankruptcy, debt collection lawsuits, strategies on how to deal with those things, wage garnishments, credit reporting, all that kind of stuff. And each week I put out my little disclaimer, if you will, that while I am a licensed attorney in the state of Arizona and I do this all day long, I'm not licensed anywhere else. And I don't have any other, experience working in other states. And so you should take this for what it is. Some dude talking on YouTube, and don't take it for legal advice. If you need legal advice, highly recommend you contact an attorney in your state where you can sit down, go over the specific facts, and get some legal advice that actually will help your situation. So the way that we do this is put the questions up in the chat on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, you can put your questions up in there. I'll put them up here on the screen, and we'll talk about them. We'll talk about, like I said, some strategies, tips, things like that may be beneficial to you. Something I wanted to tell you that I'm doing that I think can be of benefit. One thing I really like about YouTube, and I can tell you the whole idea behind the Consumer Warrior YouTube channel, I've been doing this for years, is I saw in my law practice, I would meet with people where they were, default judgments were being entered against them from these junk debt buyers, mostly because people just didn't know what to do. They would get sued by the creditor, and they weren't sure whether they, to respond. Do you just ignore it? Does it just go away? And then they get their wages garnished and banks levied and everything else. So something I have done is I put these videos out on YouTube to provide some information about it. But the interactive part of it's tough. The Thursday nights, this is why I do the live Q&A, because it is nice. It's interactive. We can talk about it. But, we don't have a ton of time and we can't go into a lot of depth. So what I have decided to do is, as I talk about some of the online tutorials and templates and courses I have, within that platform, I'm able to create a community where people can sign up and we can really bounce ideas off each other and participate in this forum. We can share documents, share ideas, and I'm going to participate in this fully. And so I have created it, and I put a list out. If you're following the channel, you probably saw it. It looks something like this. I've got all these things going all over the place. So this is what it looks like. This will be the Consumer Warrior community. You can see there's going to be like debt collection lawsuits, bankruptcy, all of those types of things. And those of you who want to join, what I'm going to do, I put a link in the YouTube there at the very top. I'll also put a link below that you can click on. You can try it out for 30 days, see if it's something that would benefit you. There's no commitment, to stick around and continue to do it. But I thought it would just be a great way to be able to kind of discuss things in a more in-depth way and provide some additional strategies and help for people who are dealing particularly with debt collection lawsuits, but just, not sure what to do. That way we'll be able to, I think, kind of help each other out in a much more thorough way than we can in just something like this on YouTube. So go ahead and check that out. Click on it. Like I said, there's no commitment. There's for 30 days, you can become part of it. And, but we can see if it's something that's helpful. And if it's not, then I guess it'll go away. But if it is helpful, it's something I think we could really build a community there about that. So, all right, let's jump into the questions. First, we have Al, who's here each and every week. Al, thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate that. I appreciate you having just being here and everything you do. All right, let's see what Manuel says. The judge said no legal action is required. I'm in Texas. Portfolio tried suing me. A lot of gaps, factual gaps there. But because I've been doing this a long time, I can guess kind of what, Manuel, you're meaning there. It may be something if portfolio. So one thing that a lot of people talk to me about is they get sued by a debt collector. And then in the summons, it says you have, 20 days to respond to it, or you have 30 days to respond to it. And then they look at the date that's stamped on the summons or date that's stamped on the complaint. and it's like 2 months old, and they're like, oh, they're trying to screw me over here. This has already been outstanding for 2 months, and now I'm late. In most jurisdictions, the creditor, they have to come in and file the complaint or the petition, whatever they call it in your jurisdiction. They have to file it with the court, and then it's time stamped at that point, and then they have anywhere from 90 to 120 days to actually file a written or to have you for them to serve it on you. So this may be a situation here that Manuel's dealing with where the lawsuit was filed, they didn't get it served timely, and so it was dismissed. Now, usually it's dismissed without prejudice. If they file it, they can't get you served, the court dismisses it, it gets dismissed without prejudice, meaning that they can refile it again at a later time frame. So that you need to be aware of that. And that's why, I just put a video out not long ago saying, hey, don't, there's no reason that we need to, try to hide from service. You had to deal with it head on, because otherwise you end up with default judgments that way, and that can cause grief. If you know that they're trying to serve you, I say just deal with it, because even if it gets dismissed, it'll be dismissed without prejudice, and they'll be able to refile it again at a later point. So Randall is here. Looks like someone was in court today with the tie. Nope, I'm taking things up a level. We're showing a whole level of pre-COVID professionalism. We were just talking about that in my office the other day. I work at the law firm Jackson White here in Mesa, and it's about 25 attorneys, with a bunch of staff. We have there's 100 employees. It's a fairly large firm. And pre-COVID, the attorneys all wore at least shirt and tie. Some people wear suits every day. And nowadays everybody's jeans and button-ups and whatever. So, but yeah, I just threw on a tie today. It is funny. We do most of our hearings via Zoom now. I think that's true in most jurisdictions. The pandemic really forced that technology to the forefront, I think, in most jurisdictions. And it's one thing you're going to realize if you are dealing with a debt collection firm. In many states, you won't be going into court. Even now, I have trials that are done via Zoom. And so you're going to have to kind of learn that technology. A lot of times we'll have pretrial conferences or status conferences. They're going to be done just directly over the phone. And so it's really nice because it actually makes it a lot more efficient rather than I used to drive a little Prius, and I drove all over the Phoenix area. If you know what Phoenix is like, everything is spread out all over the place. And just trying to get to the different court hearings all day long. And now I can do them a lot more quickly. Just because it's all via Zoom or via phone. So hopefully that helps out. All right, we're light on questions today. That's not a bad thing though. But if there are questions, go ahead and put them there in the chat section. And again, if you're coming in a little bit late, I have started a new community, what I'm calling the consumer lawyer community. I'll show it to you again. Let's take. Sorry, I got all the comments up here on the stage. Up on the screen here. I have created this community as a way to allow each of you to interact with each other more and to share ideas and strategies and tips. And as well as I'm going to be an active participant in this. Documents can be shared through here. People can share different strategies. And so the way that this is going to work out is if we get a lot of people involved and signing up. So highly recommend that if you have, like I said, there's no commitment, jump in for 30 days, see if it's something that's worth your time. If not, you don't have to stay, but I think it's something that could be of a big benefit to those who are wanting to get some kind of more in-depth stuff. Something too, you can be part of the community, and then once you're at it, not dealing with your situation anymore, you don't need to be part of it. But it is something I think that could be really beneficial as we dive into a little more deeper dive on these things. So, all right, let's see what Jeff has to say. If the statute of limitations stop because a lawsuit is filed, but then the lawsuit is thrown out, does the statute of limitations continue? This is a great question. And this kind of actually links back to what I was talking about previously, where if the case gets dismissed for some reason, even if it gets dismissed without prejudice, so they file the lawsuit, they try to serve you, it doesn't happen, the court dismisses it. Yes, the statute of limitations, it's as if they never filed that prior lawsuit. And so this is super important if your case is right on the edge of the statute of limitations, and I've seen that actually in a few of the cases I'm handling here in Arizona recently. They filed it like 30 days before the expiration of the statute of limitations. If that case were to be dismissed for some reason because they didn't serve you or some other procedural misstep, it's as if it was never filed in the first place. And then if they refiled, you would have the statute of limitation will be in the it'll be as if the statute of limitations it's expired. That you could use that as a defense. Valerian says, will credit be included in the community topics? Yes, it's going to be kind of similar to this, where it's kind of an all-encompassing thing. It's not something where, it doesn't create any type of attorney-client relationship with me or my firm. And it's really something where people are learning not only from me, but learning from each other and experiences that they have. Something where we can just go a little bit more in depth than we do on a Thursday night, where we just kind of get surface level on things. And like I said, share experiences, share strategies that have worked, because something that's helpful, I think, is to have other people in your state, maybe in your particular court. I get a lot of people on the channel from California, Texas, New York. I get a lot of feedback from those states. You're going to know your courts better than me, or someone might be able to say, hey, I was in that court last week, and this is how this particular judge handles it. So I think that those types of things are going to be very beneficial to those who are part of the community and just want to share what they know and possibly learn something from somebody else as well. So, all right. I think that we are, like I said, we're kind of light on questions tonight, but that's not a problem. Please check out the community, see if that's something that would benefit you, or if you could bring something to the table as well. I know Randall, he joined it. Randall knows all this stuff frontwards and backwards as well, and he'll be a good resource for you as well. But hey, thank you for all you checking in tonight, and all those who will watch this later. Appreciate all your support of the channel. We'll catch you next